Excuse me. Way to start off, huh? So, welcome to tour collection feeding video number 3. This should be a 4-parter, possibly a 5-parter. We're going to try and do like 40 this time. So we're going to try and do them quick. This is the Brachypelma albopilosum Nicaraguan male. There we go. Get some yummies in you. He's a fluffy ball of hair. So he was from Nicaraguan import, molted out last molt. Nothing in the molt at all led me to believe female whatsoever, so I'm 99% positive we have a male here, which is fine. He's got lots of time. He's still 3.5 inches maybe, if that. Yeah, maybe 3.5 inches. So, okay, we start off good, and we're going to move on. We're trying to get through these as quick as possible. There's going to be a handful, or more than a handful, that don't even get fed, so we should be able to get through those quick. Okay, this is Lincoln. This is the female Brachypelma albopilosum. This is the hobby form. We'll see if she might want to eat again. She just ate the other day, so she may not want to eat, but the roach has gone down inside there. Oh, she's gonna find it. I don't know if she's already found it. Sure seems that way. Excuse me. I'm having a hard time with the chest today. So yeah, I think you've seen her quite a few times. I'm gonna just get the flashlight and make sure that she's got the roach, which it sure does look like. Yep, she does. I'm surprised she's not pulling it out and doing some kind of happy dance, but okay, so 2 Brachypelmas, 2 good takedowns, and we shall move on. Okay, this is the unsexed Brachypelma Bowie. Not sure if he's going to want or she's going to want anything. Got a pretty inactive worm here. Getting the threat posture. Nope, doesn't want it. So, yes, as you can see, he's or she's not in the best of moods. Which, you don't really see the Brachypelma rear up in a threat posture very often, but you're seeing it now. So, unsexed Brachypelma Bowie, possibly, most likely now in pre-molt, so we'll keep an eye on this one over the course of the next however many months it decides before it wants to molt, and we'll move on. This is the seriously webbed up home of Arkham, the Chromatopelma cyaneopubescens. I'm not really positive she's going to eat. We're going to try, only because I haven't fed her or tried to feed her in a while. So I thought at least give her a shot. She is, you can see my finger, she's right underneath there. She is moving, she's coming out, so she probably will eat. She probably really honestly doesn't need this. see, she's been kicking a little bit. She's not dark underneath there. Now GBBs generally, I mean, my experience with the 3 that I've had, I've never seen them actually get dark underneath there because I've never had them kick hairs before. So I just look for the shiny, elongated abdomen, which, you know, she is pretty decent size there. I'm saying she doesn't really need this roach. This was just a let's see what she would do. So Archum, female, Brachypelma sinaneo pubescens. Like just letting this roach do its thing, and you're gonna get it. Yeah, we're going to just, yeah, look at her. Yeah, she doesn't need that. I'm gonna need to get that back out of there. So we'll pause and try to get that thing out of there without her attacking my tongs, because she does look like, I mean, look at her. Tiger stripe patterning is stretched out. Coloring's going. I would imagine this molt's going to be gone. That she's not going to have that black anymore. Their whole abdomen will be orange, and she'll probably get the full green carapace, and the legs will be a lot bluer. Right now they look green. She's going to eat that thing anyway. Okay, well, let's move on. Is the Bomi still in threat posture? That's funny. Okay, yeah, she'd see. She's gonna. Oh, she didn't want it. That's good. Let me try and get it out of there. Now, just because we're doing the video, this is the Dolichothele diamentinensis home. Odds are she may be in pre-molt. So we're just going to throw a tiny little worm up on the webbing here. This way the worm will get stuck in the webbing and it won't be able to go down into the substrate if she is in pre-molt. And I'm sorry you guys aren't going to be able to see her. I can almost guarantee you she's not going to come out. She had an opening down here that she is sealed off now, so my thoughts are that she's in pre-molt, and she did look a little big in the abdomen. She has for a while, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll get her to molt soon, and we'll be able to confirm that she's a female. Her sibling molted out as a mature male a couple months ago, so oh, there she is. You see her moving? Her feet are right here. So maybe she will come out and get this. She was out walking around yesterday, but it'd be nice to see her. I wasn't really expecting, honestly, for her to come out. And it could be a long time before she actually meanders out of that, if she is coming out for that worm. If I'd have known that she would come out, I'd put it closer in front of her, but you're just coming out to see what's going on. You didn't really want to eat it. I want to dig. Come on out. And then when I say I didn't want these to linger on, she's going to push 3 minutes before she does anything, if she even does anything. And this is digging. She hasn't eaten in a while, so See, we're getting a lot of this today. Even in feeding video number 2. Alright, sweetheart. I'll take it out. You don't have to eat it. Alright, so we know that she's probably in pre-molt. Any of these spiders that do that, where they're striking at prey and not actually eating it, that defensive strike, generally leads me to believe that they're going into a pre-molt and they're trying to protect themselves and they don't want anything crawling into their little dens or caves. As you see with the Bomi, he's still in he's still in a threat posture. But okay, we're going to move on. Okay, this is Nyack. This is the male Davus pentaloris. He's a little skittish right now. But he's hungry. He's another one getting a little long in the abdomen there. These are great eaters. They're, again, this is an ideal spider, to be honest with you. Females get roughly around the 4-inch mark, so you don't have to have a huge enclosure for them. They'll dig, they'll web, they're good eaters, they're strikingly beautiful. I mean, everything that you want, you can have in a tarantula is right here in this one right here. The patterning is great. The carapace has that bronze color, black legs, good eater, don't get huge. They'll climb, they'll dig, and they'll web. And they're pretty active, to be honest with you. They move around a lot. They're not a, pet hole. They don't sit around and do nothing. They do some moving. So you'll be able to see them kind of active. So, this would be a, nice in like a 2.5 gallon aquarium at this size. A female, you probably set up a nice 5 gallon aquarium. Would probably be a little bit too big for them, but probably would web it up. So if you put some deep substrate on one end with some cork bark for them to crawl into, and then some stuff like ground litter like this that you see on another side that's a little bit sloped down, they'll probably dig and web and be completely active. But this is a great species. I don't know that I would start off with one of these, but I wouldn't not say no, I don't think you could. I wouldn't really call it intermediate, because I think an intermediate's a little bit more advanced than this one is. These are just pretty quick, and they're not, there's not a lot of hard care to them. They're pretty easy to care for. Dry, water dish, something to hide in, something to web up. That's all you really need to do. All right, let's move on to Cheeto. This is definitely one of the most popular spiders that I have. I think it has to do more of the name than anything else. This is the Orphnaecus philippinus, the Philippine tangerine. This is Cheeto. We're going to throw a dubia here at the entrance of her or his burrow. Now, if you study this enclosure a little bit, it's pretty much just a mixture of cocoa fiber, but more of that potting soil that I use, the Nature's Choice organic potting soil, and a bunch of leaf litter. What if you see right here, you can't see. Cheeto doesn't decide to go on a, I might turn you guys up a little bit here, right here. Entrance 1, entrance 2, and then if you look here, there's a valley that I've seen him or her walk through this to get up into this area, but she pretty much stays in there. She's burrowed in right here, not all the way down, just kind of like a den, and that's where she stays. Took her about a week before she was comfortable enough to go ahead and dig. But now we'll probably end up not seeing her again for a long time, because I didn't see her for a long time prior to this. So we're going to leave that there and move on, because we can sit here forever and she probably won't come out. But she will, if she's hungry, she'll come out and grab that later. If not, I don't have a problem with the dubia being in there with her. So, okay, let's move on. Okay, next is Morris. Now, Morris keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger without eating. He's going to molt any time now. I mean, he's pretty dark in the back end now. I'm hoping by the end of next week we'll have a mature male Orphnaecus hensi. If not, he's going to explode. I mean, he's big. He hasn't eaten in over 100 days. He kind of just stopped eating and went inside here and has just kind of lulled himself in here. I don't even see him out moving around. I haven't in, you know, a couple months. I haven't seen him move out of that spot. Now he may come out at night to get a drink. I don't know. But, yeah, he's not moving. So hopefully soon he will molt. Okay, let's move on. Here's Grumpy Gus. Now, she is kind of grumpy, but this is the Orphnaecus gabelli, the Carlsbad green. She's, I don't know what I call her, unpredictable. I don't know if she'll eat. I can try, but I'm not counting on it. So we will. Oh, now you're out. Yeah, see, I should never walk away from her. No, she doesn't need to eat. I'm not feeding her. There's no way that you need to eat. Look at you. You're huge. Yeah, see that back end? Look at that. One of the telltales of Orphnaecus gabelli is the size of chelicerae. Yeah, chelicerae. There we go. Well, now you're going to back up and protect your little hut, huh? You can see how big the chelicerae is. Looks like she's got huge fangs, but it's that. Yeah, stop. So yeah, she's going to go in there and sulk now. But okay, that's the female Orphnaecus gabelli. I bought this one. This is the one that I was telling you when I got my first Old World. This was in a couple of videos ago. This is the one that I traded the Poecilotheria vittata in for, and she was supposed to be an Orphnaecus chalcodes. And when she molted, we knew right away she wasn't. So, we found out that that's what she is, the Orphnaecus gabelli. And it's kind of cool because, there's not a lot of adults out in the hobby. It's something that you can catch in California, these ones, I believe. And, but there are a lot of slings now in the hobby. So, pretty interesting spider. I don't know how long it takes them to grow. They're Orphnaecus, so eons before they get big. Which, if you can get them to that 1 inch mark, you're pretty much gold, because they're bulletproof. These terrestrial United States Mexican species are pretty much bulletproof. So, okay, we're going to move on to the female Tabus pentaloris. Okay, this is Tika. I named her Tika. We had a cat a long time ago named Tika, so I kind of named her after her because she was a tiger-striped kitten. No, cat, not kitten, but she was one of my favorite cats that we've ever had. She was injured by some idiot that kicked her and broke her pelvic bone, which we had to keep her in a. We couldn't afford a surgery, so we kept her in a cage, and that's how she healed. She never walked completely right, but she walked good enough after that, and then she kind of just disappeared. So I kind of named her after her. She is underneath here. So we're going to throw this right here, and she's going to grab it right up. Again, these things are just great eaters until pre-molt, and then they kind of shut down. And they do take a while in pre-molt. So if you get one, don't be alarmed if you go to feed them and they don't eat, and then for the next 45 to 60 days or so they don't eat. Don't be too alarmed. You'll know when these ones stop eating. You'll know they're getting ready to get to that pre-molt stage. Okay, we're going to feed the Brachypelma elbow pilosum Nicaraguan sling next. Avery. Avery's down in her, or here at his burrow. We're hoping this one's a her anyway. And we're way, I don't even know where way is, to be honest with you. She's got the whole entire bottom. Well, she's got it. You can see her in the corner there. That roach ran all the way around, and we're in the gobs now. There, see. So there she is, and her burrow goes all the way around. Okay, we're almost at 360 degrees here. So she's right here, and here's the burrow entrance going down. So she's wrapped herself all the way around to the other side. So again, elbows are happy digging. They'll dig, or they'll hide in the man-made structure if you don't give them enough dirt. Excuse me, I had to wet the whistle. But they're more happy when they dig. Okay, let's move on. Okay, here is another favorite of the collection and the channel. This is the Monocentropus Pamphobeteus communal. We only ever get one to come out at a time, and I'm not really quite sure why. I'm sure the other ones are feeding, but we're going to throw in 4 of these little red runner nymphs. And see, they like to hang out in the back here. See, back here is where the spiders generally are. So I think that these roaches get back there, and we usually have one hanging out here, which is not there today. So what we'll do, we're going to put the lid on. Okay, and we'll turn it around. Do this. There's 2. You can see the roach there. Maybe it'll get some action. I don't know. I've never actually seen them feed back here. But they use this tunnels there, escape here, and then underneath. This is their main area, and then they have a nice den inside the side here. All up in this area. Excuse me. Ouch! That hurt. Knelt down on a zipper. So there's 2, and I believe they've all have molted now. We're getting some movement. What's this thing that's tapping my leg back here? So they go into this really, really tight area. I'd like to see them try turning the other way, because they're always this way. They're always up against the glass. I hardly ever see them with their abdomen or ventral on the wood. Yep, roaches are saying I'm out of here. Okay, well. Alright, we're going to give you, oh no, the roach is going to walk away. So I'm sure they're going to come out later on and have a meal. So we'll move on. Next up are going to be the Pamphobeteus pedersi. This is the female. So what I did is I tried to figure out names for them. I went over couples names left and right, try to figure out what I wanted to name them, and I was having a hard time. So I named her Daphne and him Fred. So from Scooby-Doo. We'll see if, yeah, she wants to eat, which is good. I want her to eat. Let's see if we can get a close up. It's about as close as we're going to get. We're going to have to change cameras, or not cameras, but lights. Okay, so we'll move on to Fred, and again, I'm going to try and feed her like every 10 to 14 days, and him every 28 to 35 days, roughly, or maybe even 28 to 40 days, somewhere in that area. They're together right now on top of each other, but I think I'm going to move him to the lower shelf where it's cooler, and keep her on the top shelf where the heat rises. So, all right, let's get him out, and we'll take a look at him. Well, here's Fred. This is the male, Pamphobeteus pedersi. So I decided we're just going to try and feed him just a small little mealworm because he has just molted, so I figured we better get him at least another meal before we start holding off. See if he's interested in that. Yes, he is. Pamphobeteus. They'll eat and eat and eat and eat. I'm really excited about these two, to be honest with you. I was never a big fan of Pamphobeteus. I like the platyoma, but I do like these two. So we'll move on to the next two. Okay, this one is one of my nemesis spiders. This is the Eberporosotoma. Sorry, not Soritoma, Soritama. It's T-A-M-A. I was under the impression it was T-O-M-A for some reason, but it's Soritama. We're probably right under here. And he's got, I should say, he's got a wicked silk tube underneath this leaf right here. And I'm not sure, honestly, how to feed him other than just dropping the dubia in there. This has been one of the hardest spiders for me to keep. Not for a standpoint of difficulty in the keeping method, because it's, it wasn't avicularia, so they're all kept pretty much the same. It's because of the seclusion of this one and where it decides it always wants to hide. And you can see right here is the entrance. So if you look at the basic setup of this leaf that's bent over is just, that's where it lives. I was hoping that it would web all this up in here, and it didn't, or use this, well, you can't see, use these pieces here to web in, but it decided to use the leaf underneath the leaf. And my issue with this one is feeding it, because this one is a runner every time. You don't want to leave the lid off this one very long because it almost like it smells freedom. And this one's first intention when it's out running around is to come out. It's not to hide, it's to come out and take off. 3 times we've had this one out. Once just around the enclosure, once around the enclosure, once on my arm, which was a pain to get it back in, and once down on the floor underneath our shelving unit over here. So I don't really, this one's better off with crickets because you can put them in and wander around and it will come down and pick it up off the ground without any issues. So I wished I'd show him to you, but he's just so stinking reclusive. It's really difficult to get him to come out, and you don't want to poke him, because if you poke him to get him out, he's out of the enclosure. I mean, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So he's a male, so I don't know, how long these go, but I'm sure I'll be able to find a female because there are a lot of them out in the hobby now. So I'm sure I'll be able to send him off to somebody to have babies when he's ready. Probably still be another year or so, but he's still small, only 2 inches. Okay, we're going to move on to Chindi, the Brachypelma cyaneopubescens. This is the smaller of the two. And also a suspected female, but we're not sure. We gotta wait for a mold on that one. So there's Chindi, and you could see by the abdomen, you see how long the abdomen is based on the back legs. I mean, we're 7/8 of the way to the end of the back legs. She fed 2 weeks ago, roughly, I think, and we're not going to feed her because she is rather shiny on the side, stretched out, so I would imagine a molt from her soon. And that'll be good because I want to get her out of this thing. I think it's okay, but she's going to need something a little bit bigger, and she does molt. She may be able to stay in this one more molt. We'll see how big she gets, but I'd like to get her in something with a little bit more room. She does like to climb. She does like to be up here. I got a cut on my finger. And she perched up here a lot. the very top of that piece of wood. But this enclosure here would probably make a nice enclosure for the avicularia. So we probably will move Chindi out of here after her next molt into something bigger. We'll probably use one of the die-cast card display cases for her. Bury one side with some deep substrate, and I have a nice little piece of wood that's got some nice roots to it. So maybe we'll put that in there and kind of start a burrow for her. And then the rest of it we'll have just stuff for her to anchor her webs to. Okay. This is another one that's a favorite of the channel. This is Enstricatella olivacea. I think Tanzanian black and gold. Not sure. This is a mutating mealworm. We're going to try and see if we'll take it. I'm sure it will. If we can get it to move. Maybe not. Refuse food this time? Okay. That's fine. Sure you don't want it? Okay. Yep. That could be, we're done eating for a while. Alrighty, sorry that we didn't get that one to come out. We'll be able to feed one of the next two. I think the other two we're probably not going to be able to feed, but we'll take a look at them. Okay, this is Burrowing. This is the Acanthoscuria geniculata. This is the bigger of the two, the Brazilian giant whitening. We're going to go with a dubia. Are you kidding me? You didn't jump on that? She kind of likes her skull. She didn't hide before. This is a suspected female. We're going to kind of overflow the water area here. And she sure looked it on the last molt, but again, she's still small, so we'll just we'll call her suspected female for now and wait till she molts again. Okay, we're not going to feed this one. This is the Brachypelma shorderi. Mexican black velvet. Yes. No. Don't remember. I'll give them some water. We're starting to darken just a little bit, and our abdomen is a nice size, so we're not going to feed this one. Hopefully this next molt will blacken out a little bit more, be a little bit more like the Grammostola pulchra. So this is one that I had on my list for a long time. I was pretty excited when I got hold of one. Sorry, dry throat. Okay, let's advance to the next one. Okay, here's another one that we're not going to feed today. I think he's eaten. Sure, she, it. He, she, it. This is Brachypelma albiceps, the Mexican gold. Another one. I got a baby, real small baby. And this guy or girl, I'm not quite sure. I fed it a couple times. I haven't seen it eat, but every time I look the next day, the food's gone. So that doesn't look to be completely ready for pre-molt, but it's probably gaining ground on it. So we're going to skip feeding this one, and we'll move on to the next set of them. This girl here, or boy, is quickly becoming one of my favorites. This is the Tarantulas sazerae, the Brazilian blue. And you can see where the blues are going to come. think when you get the right, not this size, but a little bit bigger, when you get the right lighting on them, you'll see that blue. But generally, you're going to see like a dark navy, black legs. I think more like a navy, and then the red abdomen, dark carapace. We'll move it just a little bit. Yeah, see, sometimes you just have to coax them. So there she is. I want to get through these feedings. At least this video, get it uploaded tonight. Do the other video in the morning and get it uploaded, because tomorrow I want to do some pictures of some of these guys and make sure that they're all watered, because I think I missed a few. Don't go running away. Okay, Tarantulas sazame. This is Azure. This one, you're going to have to just take my word for it. It's right there. Right there. This is, honestly, and now I haven't measured speed in the 40-mile or 40-yard dash with my spiders, but just experience of them moving, this is the fastest spider I have. I think I've said this plenty times. Just moving it around. I hate to do this, but there it is. Okay, right in the corner, right there. Okay, the Pamphobeteus. We're heading into a pre-molt. Still tiny, so we're not going to bother him or her, and we're going to move right along. What we're not going to feed today, this is the king baboon, the Orphnaecus. You can see it right there. It has not molted since I've had it, and it's been quite a while since I've had it. So it eats every few weeks, and then it'll go a month without eating, and then it'll eat, and then it'll go a month without eating. So they're very finicky, stay below ground 99% of the time. I've seen it up once or twice. I put a new water dish in, and it drug it down to the bottom last time. Pulled it right down to there. So I had to fish it back out. So what I do is I spray down the web every now and then to give it something to drink, and let it be. Okay, let's move on. Okay, in here is the ever elusive, come out every now and then, Holotheli. Used to be Sanguinocepus, is now Holotheli longipes. We're going to stick a worm right here. See if that'll entice it to emerge. I can see a lot of movement. There's legs flailing everywhere inside there, so I'm sure we're interested. Look, buddy, look. Do you want to eat this worm? Do you want to eat this worm? It's all legs. So I don't think he wants to eat the worm. I heard these things get 4 inches. I didn't know that. I thought they were like a 2-inch dwarf spider, but it seems like they're not. 4 inches, like to me, that'd be my ideal spider. I'd like to have all of them 4 inches, and then a handful of them that are like 8. Orange spiders don't take up too much room, but they do take up room. Okay, we're not going to eat today. We're just gonna, I know you want it because you were asking for it, so we're just gonna throw it in there for you. Okay, we'll move on to the Orphnaecus annex. I can't tell you the common name for this one. Honest to God, I can't. I'm not sure, so you have to look it up. I have them written down somewhere. I just haven't printed them off, so I'm not really sure. So again, I'm not great with common names. I know scientific names, and that's kind of how I deal with them. So we'll move on to the Orphnaecus annex next. You could see one water dish here, one water dish here. Completely has dug all of this out, just kind of piled it up along the sides. I'll show you in a second. We'll try and give this little one a small dubia roach. Really shouldn't feed off these dubias, but yeah, I kind of keep looking back to make sure he's not moving on us. There's the perfect one. Nope, I dropped it. Come back here. Okay. Oh. Let's try this. Yep, we're hungry. The Texas tan. That seems to be more brown than the Orphnaecus hensae, which is called the Oklahoma brown. So yeah, another great Orphnaecus. And you could see, I'll have to rotate this here, the cascade of, see how deep he's made that from here. He moved all this stuff. Water dish there, flip the water dish there. He's ready for, or she's ready for, I think it's a he, ready for a home upgrade. He's going to get one of the systemas when we move the Lasiodora paribana, I think, out. I mean, he's smaller than he really looks in here, but probably could stay on one more molt. I'm not going to rush moving anybody. I'm going to take my time making the next two enclosures up so that they're the way I want them. And then I'm making something interesting for the Orphnaecus species Laos, the softball potato. It's going to be too big for it, but I think it's going to look kind of cool. We're trying to make a jungle scene in there with some sticks coming up and some moss hanging off of them with a wood on the back side, like a tree trunk. Have some moss coming off that, and then a little cave part for it to hide in, and then substrate slope down to the front. And we're going to see what it does. Okay, let's move on to the Hapalopus species Columbia large, the larger of the two that I have, the pumpkin patch. Okay, this is Cole. Hapalopus species Columbia large, flighty spider. Ooh, yeah, see how quick he is? They are just so quick to bolt. Now we're going to eat the worm, but we're going to pull it in. Now we didn't get to see the spider, but we got to see it go down into the abyss of the spider burrow. So it's got this whole piece of wood. You can see the spider right there. That it kind of uses. It will go in there, it'll come out over here and out underneath here, actually right here. That's pretty much where it likes to burrow. It also comes on this side underneath the leaves right here. So this one also has two water dishes. I try to keep this one a little damper, but it's on the dry out part right now, so it won't be, we won't let it down again till after Thanksgiving, I think, is the schedule for me to start spraying this one down again. And I spray it, let it dry out for the week, spray it, let it dry out for the week, spray it. And I do that for like 3 months, and then I'll let it dry out for a month. It's kind of the cycle I've been using with these, and it seems to be pretty successful. So, okay, let's move on. Okay, here is the Chilobrachys huahini. This one's name is Twisty. Not quite sure where Twisty is at the moment. We're going to throw this roach in and see if we'll find out. Twisty's got a network of tunnels through the back, underneath, a little bit on this side, but not so much. Twisty's right here. No, don't go down in there. That's not where we want you, roach. Yeah, so Twisty's going to have to go through her or his network of tunnels to come back over here and get that female red runner, which you can see we were interested in. Let me see if I can see where Twisty went. Right here. Twisty's right here. So I don't know if you guys will be able to tell. Oh, you're just seeing light, aren't you? Won't reflect its light. His legs right here, facing this way. So the front of Twisty's right by my thumb. It's been a good spider. It's been in this enclosure for quite a while. I think 2 molts, 3 molts in this enclosure. I put it in here early. Now, these are supposed to get pretty decent size. Good 7-inch kilo brachy's Asian fawn. Okay, let's. Sorry we didn't get to see this one. You know, she's just kind of a light brown spider. She is pretty. Okay. This is another one that's kind of a channel favorite. We're just going to give it one little mealworm because it has eaten at least once or twice in the last month. I don't even know if it's going to want to take this or not, but I would like to get some water in there though. This. Did I even say what this one is? This is the blue fang, the Epibopus cyananathus. Nope, we're not going to eat. Well, I would have been shocked if it did. He said it had a couple small Mario worms about a week ago, so not that long. So she's right there. See the foot? Okay, we'll move on to another one that probably won't eat. Okay, this is another one of my favorite old world species. This is Ceratojaurus darlingi. They have rear-horned baboon. I don't think we're going to see it because I really think it's in pre-molt. Now, last time I tried feeding it, it never ate the worm. It just, the worm kind of webbed itself up and then died. So I don't think we're going to come out. I really don't. Oh, yep, we are. Come on. Just come out to see what the commotion was. We're not really interested in eating. That's what it seems like, huh? Yeah, it's not going to come out, so we're not going to get a chance to see this one probably till after it molts. Okay, now we'll move on. So we're going to be down to the last 4 for the collection tour feeding video number 3. This is the female Neoholotheliense. Don't know if she's going to eat. She didn't last time. She molted, she fed once, and then the last meal she didn't want to have anything to do with. And I really don't think she's going to want this one either. No. Not at all. I didn't think she would. She seems to really have slowed down since this last molt, so I'm going to give her some time and let her just do her thing, and we'll try again in a couple weeks to feed her. This is Helena. This was named after my grandmother, so her name was Helen. And this is the Seriocosmus aurea. Everybody loves this spider. She is a doll, but she likes to wander. But she likes to eat too. So if you can get her to eat, she doesn't wander. She kind of reminds me of, she is something, isn't she? She reminds me a lot of the Euapha species red in her inquisitive behavior. She was a burrower. She used to dig all the time. After this molt, you could see I redid her setup. She was the one that was mated and didn't wrap the egg sac, so she ended up eating them the next day. And then I had the little male that I tried to put in there. She didn't show any interest, neither did he, and that's because she was in pre-molt apparently. She molted not too long after, and I tried to keep him alive and just couldn't do it. She is something. She definitely is something. Oh, sorry to disturb you. I didn't mean to stop you from doing your webbing stuff there. I was just trying to get everybody a better look. That's okay. You do your thing. Okay. Let's we got the Brachypelma Amelia and the Homoeoma species blue, or the Brachypelma cyaneolium. Cyaneolium. I think that's how it is. Cyaneolium. Okay. This is Haley. This is the Brachypelma Amelia. We're hoping is a female. Haven't fed her in a while. She'll come out. Come on, little girl. Oh. I'll let the roach go. She didn't take it though. Why do I keep losing my light? Don't mind the light here. Oh, she did get it. Snot. She didn't have to work for her food this time. There she is. Okay, so we got her fed. Got a quick semi-look at her. Oh, and by the way, the Brachypelma bomi still in threat posture. Not quite as extensive as it was before, but still there. So here is the Homoeoma species blue, or what I'm finding out may be the Brachypelma cyaneolium. I have to look at the way it's spelled again. We're not going to feed this one. As you can tell, abdomen's decent size, so we're going to skip the feeding. See if I can get you guys closer without disturb. No. Yeah, there's another one that will wander if you give it the opportunity to. Yeah, stay right there. That's a good photo op. You can see it. It's a wanderer. There you go. See, we're getting dark. We're starting to darken in the abdomen, so we'll be looking for a mold out of this one sometime in the next month. Okay, so that's where we're going to end. We're not going to feed this one. This will be the end of feeding video, or collection tour video number 3. don't think we fed as many this time as we did the other 2 videos, but we got a lot of spiders that are getting ready to go into pre-molt or in pre-molt now. The next group will be a lot more feeding because they're all the slings. So we're going to get this video uploaded tonight, and we'll do the other video tomorrow. I think I'll be able to get the scorpions and the manises in that video because I got a little bit more in this one than I wanted to or thought I could. So okay, all we'll have left is, we go here, tomorrow is there. 3 up top. The next shelf down is the Uthica, praying mantis, 1, 2, 3 T's. The second shelf down is all tarantulas. The last shelf with all the baseball cubes, all tarantulas except for 3, which are scorpions. That's it. We've done these. We've done all this. We've done this up here now. This was this. We've done this, we've done that, and we've done that. So all that's left is the wall, which is good. We did good. Got more done than I had hoped or expected. So yeah, we'll get those other tarantulas fed tomorrow and filmed, and then you'll have 4 videos to watch of my whole entire collection of inverts. We'll try and do the reptiles and amphibians and stuff another time. Okay, we'll do them in an update or something. So thanks again for watching. I hope you guys watched part 1 and part 2. And this will keep you busy for, I don't know, 3 hours or so. Probably with tomorrow's video, you're probably looking at roughly 4 hours of spider stuff, which, you know, sometimes that's nice on a nice rainy or cold day to just kind of curl up on your couch or in bed and turn on YouTube and watch Eerie Arachnids talk and show some spiders. So have a great weekend, or what's left of it, and we will talk to everybody on part 4.